iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Scout Fantasy Show. ScoutFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Scout Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
It's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards. Get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. All right. So let's take a look at some big news. According to Joel Sherman of the New York Post, he estimates that Noah Syndergaard will miss 3 months with a partial tear of his right lat muscle. So we're in May. So May to June, June to July, July to August. He's coming back in August. That's not good. It's not good at all. But I want to discuss something. I'm going to relate it to football, and then I'm going to come back to baseball, I promise. In our football drafts last year, the teams who won, the teams who did very well in the Fantasy Football World Championships, were those teams who had David Johnson, Le'Veon Bell, and Ezekiel Elliott. David Johnson went pick 7. Ezekiel Elliott went pick about 12 or 13, and Le'Veon Bell went somewhere between 14 and, 24. Why did running backs go later? Because the move was last year to take a wide receiver early. People took wide receivers early, and they waited on running backs. And those people who waited on running backs won out, paid off big time. Big time. One of my friends had Ezekiel Elliott and Le'Veon Bell. Picked him at like picks 12 and 13. Are you kidding me? Even my 2 best teams last year in the Fantasy Football World Championship, I had LaShawn McCoy. I took him in the 3rd round. I think I had him as pick 1 in the 3rd round, the other one pick 2. Why was that a good pick? Because I had a running back, and last year seemed to favor running backs. Now, how does this relate to baseball? I'll get there, I promise. Every year, right? Every year, we tend to look at what happened last year and follow it this year. Well, running backs, they helped a guy win last year, so let me take running backs early this year. Trust me, in football drafts this year, running backs will go by droves in the first 2 rounds. Those people who take receivers in the first 2 rounds, they'll be in the minority. They will. Because people will have looked at those people who won last year, and what will they have seen? Running backs won. Right? Running backs won, so why wouldn't I take them? Same thing with fantasy baseball. People saw that you could win with pitching. So this year, Max Scherzer, early pick. Clayton Kershaw, early pick. Madison Bumgarner, early pick. Noah Syndergaard, early pick. Syndergaard, out for 3 months. Mad Bum, out for 2 months or maybe more. Clayton Kershaw, looks human. Max Scherzer, been good, not amazing. Not a first-round pick in my book. But you see what happens? Next year, people won't take a pitcher. Oh, don't take a pitcher too early. He can get hurt. Don't do that. Right? And then the year after, pitching will win. Oh, you got to take a pitcher early. You can't play that way. You've got to have a strategy and try your best to stick to that strategy. If you stick to a strategy, you could be successful. But if you change your strategy every year based on what somebody did last year, but what the guy did who won last year, you're probably going to find yourself always being reactionary. I always say this, be proactive, not reactive. Right? When you're reactive, you never really win a league because you're reacting to what's already happened. When you're proactive, you've created the chaos. And then people have to react to you. Always an advantage when people are reacting to you versus you reacting to them. Think about that. Come on, that's pretty easy, right? It is pretty easy to make. So, do I feel badly for Noah Syndergaard owners? Absolutely. One of my friends has Noah Syndergaard and Matt Bum. I mean, that's got to be the worst, right? I mean, what a nightmare. So, it's a big problem. Miguel Cabrera has renewed groin tightness. They just brought him back off the DL. Hits a home run, but they took him out for precautionary reasons. You know what precautionary reasons is? BS. BS. You know what it means? It means he's not feeling well. And of course, we find out today that he has renewed groin tightness. Where is he going to go? Quite possibly back on the DL. They'll give him a couple of days to see if it gets better, and then they'll retroactive it to today. So what's today? May 3rd? I'm going to wait if I'm the Tigers until at least this weekend, maybe Monday, but probably this weekend. How does Miguel Cabrera feel? Not so good. Send him back on the DL, retro it to this day. But here's my bigger question. Why not just let the guy stay out a little bit longer? There was no reason to rush him back. No reason to rush him back. The best coaches in any sport do something that I think is very simple to do. And if I were a coach, I guarantee you I'd do this. My guy goes, I'm not feeling well, coach. No problem. Take the week off. Coach, I'm feeling better. Take another week. Because when I want you back at 102%, not 80. Not 80. Now look, I've coached high school sports before, coached basketball and volleyball, and I know what it is to lose an important player, and you want them back even at 80%. But most of the time when they come back at 80%, it's probably not as good as some guy I could have brought in off the bench. Very rarely is that guy much better. Now, maybe if it's Michael Jordan or LeBron James or somebody like that, maybe the guy's better. I'm not going to lie. Maybe that guy's better. But in general, is it better? Probably not. Probably not. So let's talk now about Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge is playing some great baseball. He is playing some fantastic baseball. And I'm very upset at myself because I had him in a keeper league last year and he did nothing. I kept him at $6. He was $1. I kept him at $6 and he did nothing. I was 1 year too soon. And I've always said this. When I like a player, I know whether the player is going to be good. It's timing. I can't always tell you the time it's going to be, but I can tell you if the player is going to be good. Aaron Judge is going to be good. But how good is he going to be? So let's talk about some things here. His OBP is 424. His batting average is 313. Is that going to continue? No, not at all. He's got 12 home runs. Could he hit 30? Absolutely. Absolutely. So here's the big thing for baseball players, especially young baseball players. Baseball, peaks and valleys, highs and lows, hot streaks and droughts. You're only as good as your worst day, right? So here's the thing. Aaron Judge is going to find a cold streak. I don't wish it on him, but everybody does. It's baseball. The dog days of summer. Or whatever it is, the cold days of April. Who knows? But he's going to find himself in a 1-for-20 drought with 8 strikeouts at some point. It's inevitably going to happen. The great ones get out of their own funk. Alex Bregman couldn't get a hit for what seemed like an eternity last year. And the Astros could have sent him down, but they didn't. They kept him in the majors, and he rectified it himself. And then he started to hit. And Aaron Judge is going to be faced, I promise you this, he's going to be faced with one of these seminal moments. He's in a drought, he's 1-for-20, 8 strikeouts, he looks like crap up there, and you know what? 2 things are going to happen. Either one, he gets out of that funk, and he gets a couple of hits, and he moves on. Or he gets really deep in that funk, and he can't get out of his own way. And then he's in big trouble. Right? Then he's in big trouble. So, We won't know which Aaron Judge is going to show up. We have to wait on that. Would I trade for him? Sure, if I needed power. Is he going to get 100 RBIs? Doesn't look like it. Not when they're batting him that low in the order. But the power's there. Could he have 30 home runs and 70 RBIs and hit about 270? Absolutely. Might even steal 3 or 4 bases this year. I'll take it. Would that be a good year for Aaron Judge? You better believe it. And you know what? If he can get through a year like this, then he comes back next year knowing he can get out of his own funk. Right? Knowing that is a very powerful tool. It's like dealing with depression in real life. When you're at your crap, when crap is happening, you got to bounce back. What's your choice? If you don't, you get deeper in the funk and you never want to leave your house. But you got to leave your house eventually, don't you? I know you may not want to, but you got to get out. You know who else is in a big funk? Oh my God, the Royals are in the biggest funk ever. The biggest funk ever. This team is so funky, they stink. It's a stinky funk. This is like the, toe cheese funk. But tonight is an interesting night because in DFS circles, they are playing none other than the Chicago White Sox and Mike Pelfrey. My nickname for Mike Pelfrey is not Bats in the Pelfrey, it's the Slump Buster. This guy's so bad, so wretched, so disgusting that even the Royals might hit tonight. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen, but it eventually should happen. Eventually, the Royals will hit. They are professional players who are getting paid a large amount of money to hit a baseball. Eventually, they will hit this baseball. It might just be tonight. Now, it could be very chilly there. They might not go off for a lot, but even if the Royals get 4 runs tonight, that for them would be a lot. Because I'd say about at least 40% of that team is hitting under 200. 40% of that team is hitting under 200. That's a joke. You know what else is a joke? This whole thing with Manny Machado and the Red Sox. And let me just say this. I hate Roger Goodell. I really despise this guy. I think he's the judge, jury, and executioner. And I think it's all about him. And I really didn't like David Stern that much, even though I respected David Stern, because he really brought the NBA to great heights and he made a lot of people a lot of money. And Adam Silver, I think, works very hard, and the players like Adam Silver, because they know that he really wants to create a great product. If I put a gun to your head and I said, who's the baseball commissioner? Would you know his name? Boom, you just died. I just blasted a bullet right in your head because you didn't know. His name is Rob Manfred. And at one time, baseball commissioners were very powerful. All-seeing, all-knowing, all-wise baseball commissioners. It doesn't happen that way anymore. After Bud Selig left, it's like, who? What? What's going on there? If I'm Rob Manfred, I say the following. I call up the ownership or the general managers of the Orioles and the Red Sox, and I say this. Stop it. Stop it right now. Because the next time I see you guys actively throwing at each other, I'm not suspending you for 2 games, I'm suspending you for 10. You know what? It's one thing to throw at a guy once. I get it. It's baseball. But throwing at a guy 5, 6, 7 times? Stop it. It's ridiculous. And yes, Manny Machado could take his bat and go out there and beat the crap out of Drew Pomeranz tonight. And would I blame him? Probably not. I don't want to see that happen because I don't want to see Machado go to jail and I don't want to see Pomeranz break his arm. But that's what could happen because I'd go out there with a bat and I'd start swinging it. Now, maybe Manny Machado would be suspended for a year, but you know what? You wouldn't throw at him again because you know he'd come after you with a bat. But it's ridiculous. I get the rules of baseball. You go after my guy, we're going after you. Okay, next time up, throw at the guy's head. 5 times later, stop it. It's juvenile. And Rob Manfred's got to get in there and stop it. He's got to be a bigger role as a commissioner. He's got to step up. Roger Goodell, whether you like him or not, and trust me, I hate him, he'd step up. I tell you that right now. Adam Silver, he'd step up. David Stern, he'd step up. He'd say, grow up and stop this crap. It's bad for the game. It's bad for the game. At the end of the day, aren't you trying to make the game great? Isn't that what it's all about? Making the game great. Speaking of great games, I'm in my first Dynasty football draft right now, and I'm loving it. I'm learning the players. I already knew a lot of them, but I'm learning all these players because I'm in an IDP league. I feel like I'm almost ready to draft soon for football. Almost ready. But if you want to draft soon, go to playscoutfantasy.com or contact Scott Atkins at Scott Fantasy on Twitter. We had our first draft last night, and they'll be the first of many, many drafts. I know it's May, but you know what? NFL draft's over. You got that itch. Now, I don't like drafting this early. I prefer to draft much later, like August, because I like to see what happens in OTAs and camps and see that. But man, if you're one of those people who just loves your football, and you know people out there, they want to see what people are doing early. What are people doing early? And then they like to chart it, which I think is brilliant. How did people draft in May, and how are they drafting in July, and how are they drafting in September? How is the ADP moving? That's how you learn things. And you'll see the high-stakes players. All of a sudden, nobody's on a guy, and then, whoa, the tide turns. That's what I love about Scout Fantasy. It's where the best players play. And if you want to be a member of the Scout Army, you know what you do? You go to scoutfantasy.com, you enter the promo code ROTO, that's ROTO, you pay for 1 month, we get you 2 more for free. Simple as that. You get access to our optimizer. By the way, the optimizer last night. Chris Herman, home run. Brian Dozier, home run. Joey Votto, home run. Oh my God. Yomer Sanchez, hitting the ball. Everybody told me to play, hit. Too bad my pitcher sucked, but that was on me, not the optimizer. So please be a part of what we're doing here at Scout Fantasy. It's great, and I'm very proud to be part of it. But right now it's time to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. We'll be back tomorrow talking more about baseball, more about drafting, more about football, more about fantasy sports. So have a great day, be well, take care.
Thanks for listening to the Scout Fantasy Show. There's never been a better time to join the Scout Army. Visit scoutfantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO for 2 months free. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time. Go Scouts!